Welcome to a new tutorial on trading course from A to Z channel. Today's video is a continuation of the previous one. Before watching this video, make sure to check out the previous video, which is available in the video description below. After learning how to identify true highs and lows as well as determine the market structure, it's time for practical application, and I will apply this to Bitcoin. Here we have a downtrend, where the lows are lower than previous ones, and the highs are lower than previous ones. To break this trend, the high located between the last two lows must be broken. And if this high is broken with a close, a change in character occurs. So is this considered a low? Certainly not, as the inducement forming this price movement has not been broken. Here, we have a low at point 1, and this low was pulled without a close. As we know, the low must be broken with a close for a break of structure to occur. So, how can we have two lows at points 1 and 2 without a structural break? The answer is that there is only one true low, which is the lowest point, where the low that pulled liquidity at point 2. However, when identifying the high, we select the peak from point 1, because the high should be the highest point in the price movement range between the low and the break point, regardless of whether liquidity was pulled from this trough or not. Now we see that this low has been broken, so the downtrend continues, and we identify the highest point as the high. Where the high, rather than the low, is broken, there is a change of character occurred, and the upward trend has just begun, so the trader should start buying. Just as we did in the downtrend by identifying the high between the low and the break point, we now identify the low between the high and the break point. Here, we have two lows between the high and the break point, and we follow the same principle in identifying the low as we did previously, making the lowest point the true low. Now, let's see if the high will be broken to continue the newly formed uptrend, or if the low will be broken, returning us to the downtrend once again. At point 1 a high was formed, but the liquidity of that high was pulled at point 2, so the high is shifted to the highest point, making point 2 the true high. The high was broken, so we continue our upward trend, and the lowest point between the high and the break point becomes the low. Once again the high was formed and broken, thus continuing the uptrend, and the lowest point between the high and the break point becomes the new low. Bitcoin is still in an upward trend, having formed a high at 73,624. If this high is broken, we will resume the upward trend, but if the low at level 38,495 is broken, we will shift to a downtrend. In other words, Bitcoin is in an upward trend, and if it moves down close to the low, it would be a good buying opportunity. Additionally, if it breaks its historical high, it will continue its upward trend. At the end of this video, if you liked the content, please hit like. If you didn't, hit dislike, and leave the reason in a comment. To follow the rest of the course in upcoming episodes, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell.